Welcome. This is Barry Jones from Angelic Wisdom, and we're here for our weekly Ascension Angel Messages for October 7th through the 13th, 2024. So, as we begin, I'd first of all like to thank everyone who is joining us again on these weekly series, and also to thank anyone who might be new to our angelic wisdom community. So, if you haven't done so already, make sure that you're subscribed, select the all notification bell, like, dislike, and of course, leave your comments. And if during the course of the video you feel called to have an angel reading with me, you can go to my current website, theangelschool.com/services. And if you'd like to make a donation to my channel, you can select my PayPal me link for Angelic Wisdom LLC. You can find all of these links in the description area below this video, of course. And lastly, if you haven't at this point, when this video comes out, I should have already published the monthly angel reading for October. So make sure that you check that out. And the link will be below. So it's a little confusing for me for a while, because for 13 years I've been recording pretty much the day that I record is the day that, or the day before I publish it. Now I'm having to do the whole week ahead, so remembering a few things is important. Soon, I'm starting to get sort of into, hopefully, the rhythm of my new job and getting a hold on some of the primary aspects of, what I need to do, and some of the basics of getting to my job, and figure that out finally, how to get there, and what schedules, buses and trains to take, so forth, those kind of things. So as soon as I figure out just one or two more things, I'll be able to figure out what the rhythm of starting some of the daily card messages. And so what I'm thinking I might do is that I might just start out with one or two for the week, and until I get back into the swing of things and everything is sort of flowing together. I was just seeing the angel number 45 as I was starting to talk, and it says the angels are helping you through a positive life change. So I'm going to put that there so you can see it, and if you want to pause, the angels are helping you through a positive life change. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath and just be aware that whatever you're going through right now, that they're taking you through a positive life change. And so for me, that means to focus on the good things. Sometimes challenges really cause us to recognize what we have, the good that we already have in our lives, and especially the good we have within ourselves, especially the gifts, our skills, our abilities. Sometimes they are underappreciated by us. And then subsequently, they are not appreciated as much by others who are seeing the way that we appreciate ourselves, or do not appreciate the things that we have. So So let's take a deep breath. And the angels, Jesus in particular, is coming through, and he's asking you to connect in with your heart chakra and to send out a thread of light to the planet Venus. So as to anchor your heart into the cosmic heart of Venus. And Archangel Fhelyai also works with your heart chakra. And the cosmic heart, you might want to see it as this beautiful white and pink petals of soft roses. The love is gentle, compassionate, and unconditional. And just allow yourself for a moment to relax in the softness, the velvety softness of these pink white rose petals. And as you relax, allow your body to relax with each breath. And whatever is on your mind, allow it to be absorbed into the pink white petals. Now the roses can absorb all negativity. And so just release and let go. And as you do, your heart expands even wider. And your energy glows brighter. And they're reminding me of this angel number again. They're showing it to me again. The angels are helping you through a positive life change. So it's going to be important for you to connect with the planet Venus and the cosmic heart, aligning yourself with this incredible unconditional love, peace, and harmony, so that your heart can guide you, and the writing system as well. So your entire system, as your entire energy system and your physical systems relax in this love, unconditional love, the positive changes will automatically be able to take place. And you will feel as though you are being guided towards, and it might even feel as though that the world and the opportunities in the world are coming towards you, seeking you out. I don't know why all of a sudden I started to cough. But make sure that your lungs are about acceptance. So part of what we need to do is really accept the way things are at the moment, they're writing the word changes, to accept the changes. And some of you might be in the process. The changes that you're experiencing, whether you feel positive about them or negative about them, those changes are the process leading you to positive changes. And what you have to do is accept. This happened to me this summer when, for many, many years, my God, probably over 20 years, there were many things that I regretted, things that I just, regret was really the big thing. And I also think there was a lot of resistance to disappointments, things that I felt should have gone a certain way. And I just kept hanging on to that. And I wasn't accepting that, and maybe I didn't understand it at the time, that everything happens for a reason. And that can strike anger in someone who might be listening to me, as you don't want to hear that again. And I understand, because I've been there. And I've been through some really intense, scary, all of it I've been through. And a lot of things just don't seem fair. And some things we understand, we know we're responsible, right? And some of it we're like, I'm not responsible for that. And you're not. But what we have to understand, that nothing comes into your path or into your life without changing you in some way. And it mostly for the best, for the greater good. And sometimes it changes us, and it brings out things in us that we don't admire, and that we might even end up being ashamed of. But what I have seen in my own life is that all of those things prepared me for not only the things in my life that would bring me such pleasure and joy and opportunities, but it's also prepared me to make a difference in someone else's life. Has helped me to understand, to walk that journey, to walk that path, has helped me to be able to be of help to others. And it's the same for all of us. And this is a time we're in where you're seeing the world as having to make reconciliation with itself and everything that it has created, the good and the bad. And it's the only way that we can truly move forward, liberated, taking from those experiences, good or bad, the wisdom to move us forward into greater prosperity, greater health, clarity, openness. And right now, they're reminding me, when I see the word gay, it's my symbol for a spiritual coming out. So right now, many of you have probably been feeling for a while, just that you're being tested. Your spirit is being tested, but not in the way that often sounds to us. And it's hard to even grasp it because we all think like we're being tested in order to see if we're going to surrender to the will of God. And that makes many of us, especially our ego and our individuality, sense of individuality, seem oppressed. But when our spirits are tested, it's to bring out an activation and a, a gift that of mastery. Because the veil of amnesia keeps us from remembering that we're walking, living, and breathing masters. And so a challenge or a situation will test the spirit in a way that it provokes the master to step forward, to break through the veil of illusion and offer this invaluable, priceless service, this activation to step forward and initiate that activation. So know that you're not being tested as in to trick you, but you're being tested to awaken the master within you. Because it's needed. Whatever mastery you're bringing forward, it is needed now. And it's the test is almost like the knock on the door to awaken within you that inner master. And so in this way, the positive changes are being brought forth. You're being guided towards these positive changes. And they will not only benefit you, but everyone else that you will come in contact with. And the people that have come in contact with you, through them, others will be activated. So just know that doors within doors within doors are being opened. And so this means, as they were showing me the doors within the doors, this means that in one challenge, one test, that multiple doors that you've been praying for or that you need will open for you as they will open for others. And this is the miracle of life. This is the miracle of life that is always taking place, no matter what decisions we've made, whether they've been for the greater good, not just for our greater good, but the greater good of all, or not. Doors within doors within doors are always opening, not only just for you, but for many others. And what you have to understand is that there is nothing that you've done that doesn't open a door. Nothing closes a door or prevents a door from being where you need it to be. Every choice opens doors. Because you are a master walking through a human journey. A journey that of duality, a journey that seems to be about failures and successes, when there's only one purpose for the master, and that is to open doors. doors that sometimes seem to test, and doors that sometimes seem to offer prizes. But whether it's a test or a prize, they are all they all grant rewards. I might not be able to repeat that because that just came through, but that is what you need to understand, you and I. All right, let's take a look at the archangel that we're working with this week. Archangel Fhelyai. This is the archangel of animals. And it says, honor animals, communicate with different species. So Archangel Fhelyai's energy, as you can see, is a beautiful sunshine yellow. And I feel like what he's wanting you to do is to connect with the joy. You know, we associate the sun's energy with joy, a fresh start, and opportunities. And when you connect in with animals, I'm also getting something about communicating with animals is telepathy. And also communicating with animals is love. And this is why so many people who are parents of animals feel such a unique, incredible bond of joy and love. Now they're writing the word system again. And this is referring to the energy systems and the physical systems of your body. And the boost that is received when you connect with the pure souls of animals. And it feels as though that we're being asked to really connect in with the unconditional love of the animals. They hold nothing against you. They rarely strike out in anger. Rarely. But mostly, they love you, and it's almost as if there is no idea of forgiveness within them because they have no concept of never having a moment of not loving you and understanding you. And so perhaps this is something that we need to start to give to ourselves in order to really be able to start the practice of acceptance. They accept us just as we are. Cranky to grumpy to, love, even when we're selfish, and, they still love us. They love all the facets of us. And they teach us that constantly when they draw us out of ourselves. And so maybe this is something that we need to practice. And in connecting with animals, trying to understand and communicating with them, you might begin to tap into some of that personal acceptance. Now, the cards this week were laid out from left to right, which tells me to be aware of your surroundings in this week. Be aware of things and opportunities that are coming to you, and in the ways that we're not always looking for them. The animals that are always around us, great or small, not just our pets, but um, we need to pay attention to their essence and what they're teaching us and showing us. I always it's interesting. So I live, of course, I live in New York City, and we have plenty of rats here. But just recently this week, it was an interesting week for me, and it could have been tough, but it all ended well. And I remember when I had a a, a really huge, how do I used to, I can't even think of the way I used to call it, but isn't that interesting? I forgot the term I used to call. Well, there was a point when I had a really big health crisis, and so I can't remember it was a T word, and I can't remember what I used to say, and that's really good. Um, but I saw a rat in the subway tracks, and the train was coming, and I'm thinking to myself, shouldn't you run? You're gonna get run over. And the rat he kept looking at me. He turned his head. He just faced the oncoming train. He stood up, and he would look at me and then look back, and he'd look back at me again. He kept doing this, and as the train was approaching, he looked at me one last time. He stared longer than the others, and then he turned his head stoically and just stood there as the train passed over him. When the train left the station, he was still standing in the same position. He took one final look at me, and then he went on his way. And he was teaching me that my fears were an illusion. In this case, me looking at him was an optical illusion, because I couldn't see that the train possibly could not have, decapitated his head, but I couldn't see that. But it was teaching me that at the time, the illness I was facing, um, that it was in my mind how I was going to perceive this, and that the fear that I was, you know, socially taught to um, perceive and fear didn't have to be that for me. And it happened again recently this week on the street. Right, did the same thing. This is 20 some years, later, and surely not the same one. But it's these things that we need to pay attention to when they're communicating something to us. And if you're watching, you'll understand the message, especially the ones that frighten us the most. So just be aware of how the universe and the network of the universe, the cosmos, is communicating with you in this week. All right, so let's take a look at the. Oh, isn't that interesting? Because this card, I think I saw it when I was shuffling it. I thought I saw it fall out, and I put it back, shuffled, and I take from the top, and here it is again. So we have the Queen of Pentacles here, and she's got her cornucopia, and here at her feet is lamb, and the child is resting there. And it's interesting, this scene, because It's a night scene, and she looks as though she's in deep thought, and there's a light, a lantern on. And so the Queen of Pentacles is usually about this, your resources and um, being reasonable and practical. Um, and she's someone who really knows how to manage her expenses, and she's really grounded, so she's not easily um caught up in you know the things that kind of sort of make one do things spontaneously, right? So the lamb here just really draws my attention, and that she's holding that cornucopia. It's almost like she's saying, hold your ground. Okay, hold your ground right now. It feels like you have needs, and I don't know, just the coughing again, or my lungs. So this is definitely about acceptance. Okay, and you have to accept in a way that you have what you need, even if there's a lot of things telling you that you need other things, and then this causes you to get into this world, or this sort of dimension of lack. And so your attention is drawn to that. And the more you think about what you're lacking, the more you feel insecure and unstable, and the more your desires become sort of take over you. And it sort of it feels like the things outside of you are running your life, dictating to you what happiness is to you, dictating to you what, groundedness is, dictating to you what is enough or not. And so it's interesting, this light here. And the lamb is just giving me a sense of needing to go in to your inner, this connecting to your inner peace. It gives me a sense of resourcefulness, that your attention is so drawn, your attention is on everything outside of you, but not enough on your inner resourcefulness. That some of the things you think you need, you might already have, and you just might not be doing anything with them. And if you started to do things with them, you would start to feel sort of an inner peace and settling, and they write hope. Because the acceptance piece is the only thing that's going to help you to transition into the positive shifts that are occurring for you. And they write the word a stage, letting you know that this is just a stage. And you know what that means. There's a stage. There was a stage before it, but you should look back on it and with appreciation and gratitude, and know that you were brought out of that stage, and now you're in this stage. And now there's a stage to come after it. And they write the angel number 955 in front of me. And the message says, it's time to make changes that you've been thinking about, especially concerning your career and spiritual focus. These changes are the answers to your prayers. So, the way that you're thinking is just keeping you in this stage. But this stage is ready to conclude itself. You don't need to be there any longer. And the only reason you've been in this stage is because it's been like a holding pattern. Because at some point, you stopped accepting, meaning you stopped breathing, breathing with life, breathing with your circumstances. It's really important when people say, when you're having a crisis, they say, breathe, because you have to breathe life into this moment, understanding, wisdom, this acceptance. It helps you to process it and then be ready to move to the next stage. So, whatever you've been thinking about around career and spiritual focus, these changes, you know what to do. And as soon as you start to activate them, create a healthy practice for yourself. Unplug yourself from the matrix. Okay? It's like, she's out here at night in the dark when all the noise, the hustle and bustle of the streets, and all the system of the world is so active. We get this break when all the businesses close, sort of representing while they're open, we're on the hook, right? Clickbait and all those kind of things, shopping therapy, whatever they call it, retail therapy, all tricks. Okay? It can't be retail therapy if you don't have any control. And I'm not talking about just retail therapy, I'm talking about everything that we worry about. If you're not relying, on your inner resources in a healthy way, in a balanced way, you have to, it's almost like we're too far to one extreme. And they write, yes. And we need to find that balance point. And this is why we get stuck in stages that were meant to be, all stages are transitional. Okay, let's take a look at the next card. So we're having a lot of court cards. So here we have the Knight of Pentacles. And because we have, the same court here, it's telling you here, the Knight is like, take your time and look at his little animal companion. Is it a greyhound, maybe? Can't quite tell. But notice how he's really sort of not trying to move ahead of us, but he's really in sync with his parent. I don't know what to call him, but the owners and things like that sounds so weird. But he's so in sync with his companion, human companion. And he's waiting patiently. And this is part of the stage that you're in, is being patient and really, as you're taking time and being really, breathing with the moment and focusing on, a process. With this Knight, this is a Knight that lays the foundation for the work that needs to be done. And he does it in a methodical way that can be comforting. And at the same time, it allows him to also be action oriented, but just not rushed. His pace is in alignment with his energy system and his physical system. And so finding ways to get back in tune with your energy system and your physical system, what I've called before your soul economy and your physical economy. This is the awareness that you need to have, the awareness that you need to have with the outer world should come from the relationship with your soul economy, not the other way around. Don't base it on the world economy. What do you need to feel really grounded in who you are? This is an opportunity for you to ground your potential and to ground you into the next stage while being, proactive in the action steps that you take. Okay, so we're just getting all court cards here. And the Queen of Wands, which is interesting because at the beginning, when I started this, I saw that, the Queen of Wands. So we have two queens here. We have all the queens carry the water energy. So really being in touch with your intuition, okay? And making sure that you're listening to your gut and your feelings, trusting your feelings. And this might be the thing that you need to really help ground you in the moment, to really, accept, your mind is telling you all kinds of things. It's constantly running stories. But let your feelings, in order to help you really be grounded in acceptance and in the moment and the things that are practical for your spiritual and physical economy, listen to your gut feelings. Listen to your body when it's reacting to decisions, environments, and things pertaining to or relating to your health. Everything that you might want to consume in terms of, buying things is your body has a reaction to that. It will, if you listen, it will tell you if that's what it needs or not. You can't let your mind tell you everything, because your mind can easily get caught up in the bandwidth of, of the network of ideas and thoughts and subliminal messages that are being created through marketing strategies telling you, get it, get it, get it, get it, get it. And it can, convince you that you need it through a whole bunch of persuasive arguments. But your gut will have a clear answer for you always. All right, let's take a look at the card I've already pulled from the bottom of the deck. And it's the Four of Wands. And isn't it interesting? We pulled the Four of Pentacles a lot. And now we have the Four of Wands here. So we're getting these fours a lot. And and so the Four of Wands is about that spiritual grounding, right? It's about that taking that moment to celebrate and honor yourself. Is there something right now that you need to celebrate instead of just spending more or doing something else or thinking about doing something else? What in your life have you not really cherished enough? What have you not respected enough? What have you not given real credit to in your life? You might be thinking about changing. Like, I almost feel like the change you need to make is in your attitude or perspective, so that what you already have might be the thing that you really need to be giving your attention to. But because you've been sort of slighting it, because you you want this other thing. You think this other thing is going to just get you out of what you've been in or stuck in. And all along, the thing that you have, the gift or whatever it is, whether it's physical or, you know, what I'm trying to say, that might be the thing that has been your meal ticket all along, and you've just been slighting it because you've been made to think, whether that was outside of yourself, somebody kind of influenced you in that way, or you did. You just been made to think that this wasn't good enough. It wasn't exciting enough or powerful enough, whatever that might be. So focus on this week and trying to celebrate the things that you have, appreciating them, accepting, and see what positive shifts occur and the clarity that comes out of that for you. All right, so I send you lots of love and angel blessings, and have a beautiful and glorious week. God bless you.